Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys affordable options for high-end makeup products. Now normally these would be called like the dupe videos, but for me the word dupe has a very specific meaning. Basically, same exact color, same exact finish, the longevity, everything. Like basically the product would have to be the exact same but packaged in different packaging with a different label on it. Like I'm very particular about something being called a dupe. So I am going to use the term option. I like the word option just a little bit better. So these are affordable options for high-end products that are in my collection. Now I've been working on this video for a very long time, but I had to get my butt in gear because the very first product is something that I'm so scared is going to go away. And I've been talking about this nonstop. So this one isn't going to be new to you guys, but it's the reason why I'm like, I wanted to add some more products to this, but we're going to go ahead and do this so that you guys can get your hands on this. Now, for a long time, my favorite, all-time favorite liner from Chanel, number 34 Natural. This was my ride or die. Like, I still love it. Don't get me wrong. I have backups of it. This is it right here. As you can see, I've gone through it. On the other end, you do have like a little brush, but I never use that. Anyway, this is a long-wearing, beautiful, natural lip liner. And I never found anything remotely close until this guy. This is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 1000 Kisses Stay On Lip Contouring Pencil in the shade also natural, but it's number 49. I could not believe how close these were in color. I was shocked. And this was just like an accidental find. I bought it at Walmart, brought it home thinking, I'm just gonna try it out. I had bought some CoverGirl ones and stuff too. And I immediately fell in love. When I tell you I have so many backups and I continuously buy these nonstop because this is one of the ones that I actually prefer over the high end. There's something about this pencil other than the fact that I don't have to spend as much. Normally these are around $3.50, $4. I've seen them kind of going up in price. I think the demand for these have gone up. This particular color, that is, but I am going to list everywhere down below that I can possibly find where these are, because my Walmart, I've seen other Walmarts, have completely taken out the entire liner section. So I don't know what's going on, if these are going to be replaced, if they're going to be online only. I have no idea. I really don't, but I'm going to list everywhere that I can find this pencil because it's 100% worth it. It is my new ride or die. This is in second, and I can't believe that I'm saying that, but yes, I would choose the Rimmel liner over the Chanel liner. Not an exact dupe, but a very close option and one that I actually prefer more. Next up, I'm going to go into some highlighter. So I recently fell in love with this highlighter from Maybelline. This is the Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in the shade 250. I believe this was in collaboration with Nikki Tutorials, or she was the face of it, something. But this is so light. All of the other ones just don't work for me. They are a little bit too dark and I just can't get them to work. But this one, it's beautiful, you guys. Now, when I saw this and how it looked on my skin, it reminded me so much of the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Double Gleam. These are so stinking close to one another, especially on the skin. I would say that the MAC one is just a little bit smoother, but for the price, if you're looking for something, you're fair skin and you can't get anything that is really going to pop and make your cheek lift, obviously, I would suggest the MAC one, but if you want something more affordable, this Master Chrome one, number 250, is amazing. And I really like the texture of it. I really feel like it melts into the skin really nicely. So this is great. The next one is from PIXI. This is the Delicate Dew Glossy Gossamer Duo. So there's two different shades, not just the two here, but two different shades of this highlighter. And this is, I think, the lighter of the two, but I'm talking about this shade right here, specifically the lighter pink shade. This right here when I swatched it up against one of my favorites from Bobbi Brown, this is Pink Glow right here. I actually have two of these. I just wanted to show you the prettier one that hasn't been opened. Like this one's all gross. I wanted to show you the pretty one. So this is Pink Glow from Bobbi Brown. I used to wear this a lot. And these two, there's a slight difference because the Bobbi Brown one is just a hint darker. But on the skin, on the cheek, these resemble each other so much. I kept hearing people talk about the Gossamer Duo being the same as the Anastasia highlight, and I kept thinking they were talking about this duo right here because this is not the same. This gold right here is definitely darker than the highlight in the, let me show you. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on my hands or not because I can see it clearly right here, but I'll show you guys the picture. This is the PIXI one. It's just a little bit more orangey gold bronze, whereas this one is more like a white gold. I don't know if you guys can see it, but these aren't the same. I do not have the other Gossamer Duo, so if it's a dupe, I'm not sure, so But if you're looking for something like Pink Glow from Bobbi Brown, definitely check out this one from PIXI. Out of all of the comparisons, this is one of my favorite options to show you guys because this brush right here from La Mer has been a ride or die brush for me for such a long time, and I still love it to death, but it is pricey, you guys. It is, for me, it's definitely worth the price, but I know that not everybody wants to go out and spend this kind of money on a brush. And then I found this one here from Sonia KASHUK. It's Target. It's $22. They are almost the same size. This one is slightly denser, whereas this one's just a little bit more fluffy. This one's slightly softer, but this one's still soft. So this is the closest. People always ask me, like, what is a better option for a buffing brush so I don't have to spend the money for the La Mer? And I never had an answer until this brush. This one is so good, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I adore this brush and I use it all the time. I use this one all the time as well, but both of these sit up here in my collection of daily use brushes. I love them. So if you're looking for something that's not gonna cost you almost $100 to put your powder on or to buff with, the Sonia KASHUK large powder brush. So good. I only have one foundation for you guys, and the whole reason why I picked this up was because people compared it to one of my favorite foundations, and this is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I did not believe at all that this could compare in any way, shape, or form to one of my favorites, the Luminous Silk from Giorgio Armani, but it truly does. It really, really does. I have to mix both of these. Like I have to mix a shade for this and I have to mix shades with this. So definitely has that in common, but the coverage is almost identical. It feels very similar on the skin. I do think that this one lasts a little bit better and looks a little bit better on my skin, but this one is very, very close. If you're looking for something that is going to give you this kind of effect, that natural look, light wear, medium coverage, not matte, but not dewy, this is perfect. I don't know why they really call this the True Match Lumi because it's not really luminous. And the funny thing is, neither is the Luminous Silk. They both have like this luminous factor, like you would think it's like this dewy foundation, but it's not. But these are very close, so this is an amazing option when it comes to something that would be comparable to the Luminous Silk from Giorgio Armani. Now for two different powders. I remember putting this on my face and immediately thinking of the higher end option. So this is from MILANI. I love calling MILANI the high end of the drugstore. It just seems like they always have some of the best things you could possibly get. But this is the Prep, Set, and Glow. So they have a regular matte version of this, and then they have the radiant version. So Prep, Set, and Glow Illuminating Transparent Powder. This has no color, it sets my makeup, and it gives me that matte radiance, which I absolutely love. I am currently wearing the one that I think that it is an option for. This one right here from La Mer. This is the La Mer the pressed powder. Again, it's a matte radiance, and one thing that's different is you just don't get the La Mer smell with this one, but you also don't get the La Mer price. Let me see. I'm gonna put this on my finger. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell. And again, this one is the translucent, and this comes in different shades though. So you can see right here, I feel like the La Mer one might be just a little lighter on the skin, but the effect is basically the same. You are getting a matte powder that gives not a dull finish. It's radiant without it being shiny, but it's matte without it looking cakey and dull. So this is such a great option. I actually used this in lieu of this one for a while. I just think this is so beautiful, such a great option, and this is one of my favorite powders of all time. I've been using it a lot recently. I used it when I first got it and I put it back down. I was using this one, now I'm using this one again. This is a beautiful powder. If you're looking for something that isn't going to be too radiant and it's not going to be too matte, this is definitely it. I do have to mention, after using this for a long time, that if you have dry skin, don't go in with too much of this because it can dry out your skin just a little bit. So go in with a light hand. The next one is from NYX Cosmetics, the No Filter Finishing Powder. Again, when I use this, immediately thought of another powder. Like the texture, this is baked in here. It's so smooth and velvety. Instantly, I thought of the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. This one right here. And if when you're touching these, this one on the NYX side is actually just like a little bit smoother. I think they both give a very velvety finish to the skin. They come in different colors. So this one right here is Light Plus. I'm sorry, this one right here is Light Plus, and then this one is Alabaster. I actually like the one up a little bit more. This one's just a little bit too light for me. Both of these give just a little bit of extra coverage, a velvety finish, a matte kind of look, but a natural matte. They're both stunning. So if you're looking for an option, not spending, oh God, I don't even know the price that this has gone up to. I'm listing the prices down below, but MAC keeps raising their prices higher and higher and higher and higher. It's one of the reasons why I'm trying to find something that would be a dupe or an option for the MAC Fix Plus, because stuff is $27 now. When I worked for MAC, it was $21. Like, I love Fix Plus. I love it. I do. I understand. But it gets on my nerves how they're just doing it too quickly. Like, they're making the prices go up too fast. It's not happening over a span of 5-10 years. It's going up. It's going up every single year in high amounts. $27 for that Fix Plus. I worked there 3 years ago, $21. What the heck? Anyway, rant over, let's go back to the video. Speaking of MAC, I do have an option for one of my favorite blushes from them. This is MAC Peaches right here. Oh, it's so smooth. I used to use this to death, you guys, to death. And the one that I have found, which is actually new to the market, is this one from CATRICE. This is the Blush Box Water and Sweat Proof, and it says Woman to Be. The color is Golden Coral. As you can see, those are almost a dead ringer for one another, and this is beautiful on the cheeks. When you have these applied to the cheeks, like if you were to put Peaches on one side and this on the other one, I feel like you have to build this one up just a little bit more than you do Peaches, but the color is almost the same. Like, you're not gonna be able to look at me if I had both of them on separate cheeks and tell me that I had two different blushes on. When I saw this, I was like, ooh, I knew I had to try it, because the color, I know a MAC Peaches color as soon as I see it. So this one is a great one. Now let's talk about a primer. Now, if you've been watching me for any length of time, I'm very particular about my pores. I always use MAC Skin Refine Zone right here on my pores before I put any kind of smoothing primer on top. Always do. It holds on to it better. It helps control the oil, all of that. But my ride or die for my primer to smooth out my pores has been the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. It's this like putty right here. love this. Now, I tried this one a long time ago and actually forgot about it until somebody mentioned it. They DM'd me asking me what I thought about this product. I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about this because I used this back when I first started YouTube. And this is from L'Oreal and it's the Magic Perfecting Base. This one is not as thick as the Tarte one. It feels just a slightly more silicone-y than the Tarte one, but it does the job. So this is one of the only ones in the drugstore that I have found that actually does blur my pores. The Tarte one definitely lasts longer, but this one actually does work. I tried this Catrice one. I brought it out specifically to tell you that I hated it. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine Smoothing Primer for your pores. This one did not work for me at all. It's just a slippery mess. But if you want to try one that is a good option for the Tarte one, the Magic Perfecting Base from L'Oreal is great. Lastly, let's talk about some eyeshadow palettes. This is exciting to me because this is a limited edition. This is the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions. I talked about this in my favorites. I love this guy. I really love this palette. I just love it. And it's only $27, but in respect to this one from ColourPop, it's only $12, so it's less than half the price, and I actually like the ColourPop one more. Oh my gosh, these are so close. I think that the ColourPop one actually outperforms it though. Oh, I like them both. I'm still going to end up using the Amethyst one, but if I was going to run out and just grab one, it would be this one. And again, this one's a limited edition. I think it's still available now, but if you can't get your hands on this, get this. And even if you can get your hands on this, get this one instead because this one is so good. So this is another one that I would say the option is better than the high-end one. This palette is killer. This palette is absolutely killer. It is the It's My Pleasure palette from ColourPop. I don't even know. I just got so excited. I'm not even sure if I said the name. I love this palette. The next one is a ColourPop palette as well. I believe that this one is limited edition, but it's currently still on the website, so I'm going to mention it anyway. So I'm going to start off with the high-end option. You guys know I love my Born to Run palette from Urban Decay. One of the best palettes they have ever put out in my personal opinion. It's funny because when I first saw this palette, I didn't want it at all. It just seemed so dark. But now having used it so much, I can get really light looks out of this. I can get dramatic looks out of this. I just think that this is beautiful. And then ColourPop came out with a collaboration with Makeup Shayla. This one right here, and they killed it. They killed it. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to show it to you right beside the Urban Decay. Let's see if I can get these side by side. There we go. I'm sure you guys can see the color similarities here. So if you didn't want to splurge on this Urban Decay one, the ColourPop one definitely is going to work really well for you. You're going to love it. Again, color-wise, color selection is just beautiful. And that concludes my affordable options for high-end makeup products. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave some of your favorites down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.